You close your eyes. The room is dark. The house is quiet. And that is exactly when your brain decides to start talking. Not about nothing. About everything. The thing you said 3 years ago. The email you forgot to send. The version of tomorrow that goes wrong in 17 different ways. It is relentless. And the harder you try to stop it, the louder it gets. But here is what nobody tells you. Your brain is not broken. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. And the reason goes back much further than last Tuesday. For the vast majority of human history, night was the most dangerous time to be alive. Your ancestors did not have walls. They did not have locks. When the sun went down, the predators came out. Leopards, hyenas, rival groups moving under cover of darkness. Falling asleep without scanning for threats was not just uncomfortable, it was potentially fatal. Researchers Matthew Walker and Alan Rechtschaffen spent decades studying what sleep deprivation does to the human body. But what they found along the way was something stranger. The brain does not simply power down at night. It shifts into a different mode entirely, a mode built for threat detection, memory consolidation, and something neuroscientists now call default mode activation. Your default mode network is the part of your brain that switches on when nothing external is demanding your attention. It is the system that runs in the background. And at night, when your eyes close and the world goes quiet, it takes over completely. Think of it this way. During the day, your brain is reactive. A noise, a task, a screen. Something is always pulling your focus outward. The brain is busy responding. But the moment external input drops away, your brain does not rest. It turns inward. It starts running simulations. This is not a flaw in the system. It is the system working exactly as designed. Anthropologist David Sampson, who studies sleep across cultures and species, found that humans have a uniquely light and fragmented sleep pattern compared to other primates. Chimpanzees sleep deeply and heavily. Gorillas sleep in long, uninterrupted bouts. But humans wake often throughout the night, briefly and sometimes without even realizing it. His theory is that this pattern evolved precisely so our ancestors could monitor their environment. One member of the group stirs, listens, scans, and then drifts back under. Your nighttime thinking is a remnant of that, a survival mechanism from an era when the dark was full of real threats. Your brain learned over hundreds of thousands of years that the quiet of night was the right time to run through problems, to rehearse responses, to anticipate danger before it arrived. The trouble is, your brain cannot tell the difference between a leopard at the edge of camp and an unanswered text message. To the ancient threat detection system sitting at the base of your skull, social rejection and physical danger feel almost identical. Psychologist Naomi Eisenberger ran a now famous study at UCLA in which participants were excluded from a simple online ball-tossing game. The brain scans were striking. The same regions that lit up during physical pain also activated during social rejection. The same circuitry, the same alarm. So when you lie in the dark, replaying the awkward thing you said at dinner, your brain is not being dramatic. It is treating that moment as a genuine survival problem. Because for most of human history, being cast out of the group was not just embarrassing, it was a death sentence. No group meant no food, no protection, no shelter. Social standing was survival. Your brain runs the simulation over and over, not to torture you, but because it is trying to solve the problem before morning. It is rehearsing what you should have said, preparing a better response for next time, running through contingencies. This is your ancestral mind doing its job, just in a world it was not built for. The thoughts that visit you at 2 a.m. are not random. They follow a pattern. Research by psychologists Borkovich and Inns in the 1990s found that nighttime rumination clusters around 3 categories. Social relationships, future threats, unresolved tasks. These are not coincidences. These are exactly the categories that mattered most for survival on the African savanna. Who is with you? What danger is coming? And what is left unfinished? Your brain, with nothing external to respond to, scans its internal to-do list and lights up every item marked urgent. And in a modern life, almost everything can be marked urgent. The bill, the relationship, the career, the health, the news, the future. The default mode network does not know that most of these threats cannot be solved at 2 a.m. It just knows they are unresolved, and unresolved is dangerous. This is also why the advice to just stop thinking rarely works. You cannot shut down a system that was designed to override your conscious will in exactly these conditions. Trying to suppress nighttime thoughts with willpower is like trying to hold your breath indefinitely. The system is older and stronger than the part of you doing the trying. What does work, according to sleep researcher Allison Harvey at UC Berkeley, is something counterintuitive. You have to give the brain a resolution, even a symbolic one, before you close your eyes. Write the thought down, not to analyze it, just to externalize it. The act of writing signals to the threat detection system that the item has been registered, that it will not be lost, that there is a plan. In a study of over 100 participants, those who spent 5 minutes writing a specific to-do list before bed fell asleep significantly faster than those who wrote about what they had already completed. The brain, it turns out, does not need a solution. It just needs to believe one is coming. Your ancestors solved this differently. They talked. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer groups like the Hadza of Tanzania found that the hours around the communal fire before sleep were filled with storytelling, conflict resolution, and planning. The group processed the day together before anyone closed their eyes. Problems were not left hanging. They were held communally, distributed across multiple minds, and then sleep came more easily. You are living in a world that has stripped away the communal fire and replaced it with a screen that shoves 10 more unresolved problems into your head 90 seconds before you try to sleep. Your brain was not built for this, and yet it is doing the best it can with the conditions it has. The next time you are lying in the dark and your brain begins its nightly inventory, notice something. The thoughts it brings you are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are signs that something is working. A system so ancient and so finely tuned that it kept your ancestors alive long enough for you to exist. The problem is not the mechanism. The problem is the mismatch. A predator scanning, threat simulating, socially vigilant brain dropped into a world where the dangers are invisible, the social hierarchies are enormous, and the night never truly goes quiet. You are not failing at sleep. You are succeeding at survival. In an environment your brain has never seen before. Tonight, when you close your eyes and the thoughts come, you will know what they really are. Not symptoms, not anxiety, not a broken mind. Just your ancestors, still keeping watch in the dark, still making sure you are ready for whatever comes at dawn. And the fact that you hear them means the watch never stopped.